Hey there humans, Bob here with another Marvel Avengers video, and today we're going to be going over an article that's been making the rounds recently referring to the creative director of Marvel's Avengers apologizing for the game. Or is he? In an article that first seems to have appeared on Games Radar, creative director Virtuoso Cesar was cited leaving Crystal Dynamics in 2022 for Hexworks, and is now the creative director on Lords of the Fallen, the reboot of the 2014's Lords of the Fallen. Now that little tidbit might not be of interest to you, but I'll touch on that in a minute. This topic has been covered by multiple outlets over the past 24 hours, and each of them reference a single quote which reads, "It was a challenging production, let's say." Whilst I've seen articles written for less, this is hardly substantial and hardly new information. But on top of that, it would appear that Cesar wasn't actually even the creative director of Marvel's Avengers. That was Sean Escape, I hope I'm saying that right by the way, who has not apologised for the game in any way, shape or form. Cesar actually worked for a service house that does outsourcing for big budget games called Virtuous, based out of Singapore. As touched on before, these articles seem more like a promotion for the Lords of the Fallen reboot under the guise of some kind of manufactured controversy around a game that has been mired in it. I'd like to point out that this isn't me coming to the defense of Marvel's Avengers. We all know it was a challenging production. This isn't new information, and likely, based on the person saying it, doesn't actually add anything in terms of journalistic value. I do believe at this point though, even though the game is shutting down, it is still providing a service to the wider game industry as a community punchbag, and it seems now anyone with a connection to it is squeezing it for any last drop of attention that they can. Now I know that seems like I'm firing shots, but honestly this is just something I wanted to clear up, as most folks don't look past the headlines, and even though the articles have now been corrected, the general consensus is that the creative director is publicly flogging the game, when that's simply not the case. So I wanted to make sure that I made a video on it to clear any of that up. Also, if you'd like to see my coverage of other games, I do have another channel where I cover FPS games from Destiny to Call of Duty, called BobDuckNWeave. So if you'd like to come and check that out, I'd appreciate it. Also, don't forget to check out the rest of the videos on this channel, don't forget to like and subscribe, and as always, stay safe, stay awesome, and I'll see you all soon. Bye bye.